All right. Okay, shall we share an understanding of this shloka 2.31, where Krishna is telling Arjuna, do not waver from your duty. See, Krishna has tried all sorts of tricks over here. First, he gave the highest teaching that you are not the body, mind, etc., and your consciousness, so you have nothing to worry. Second, he came down to common sense. He came down to plain common sense. Look, even if the body dies, what's your problem? Kind of thing. Because even if they die, you are doing your dharma. Even if you die in the war, you are still dying as a warrior. All these kinds of things Krishna told Arjuna.
Have you made a call, Purnima? Dharma Kshetra
I
call?
think I think my mother made a group call by mistake. I will tell her to join.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
Okay, no problem.
So after this, Krishna is appealing to Arjuna's sense of duty. Right? He's like a good teacher, like a good counselor. He's trying all the methods to convince Arjuna that he's not supposed to be worried about it. So please go, all of you. What do you want to say about this? Yes, Padmaja?
Yes. So in this particular shloka, Krishna talks about Swadharma. So he says that in this endeavor, there is no loss or diminution, and a little advancement on this path.
That's the other one, no? We are talking 31. 40 is the diminution thing, right?
Hold on. Sorry, I think I just gone 40.
In the list you have given, this thing is not there. The next one is only I have ticked.
Yes.
I also had this doubt.
I know it's okay, but I felt that this is a very important shloka because all of us have this dharma sankata at some time or other, isn't
Correct.
it?
Correct.
So let's go through this.
Yes.
No, I'm happy to.
All right. So
besides considering your duty as a warrior, you should not waver. Indeed, for a warrior, there is no better engagement than fighting for upholding of righteousness.
That's it. So let us. In this context, I wanted us to dwell on what is the Swadharma. What do we, all of us here in this group, consider as Swadharma?
See, I have many duties. I have a duty as a mother. I have a duty as a wife. I have a duty in the society. I have so many duties. At a particular time, I have to remember which duty I should pick up.
Yeah, exactly.
He is now confused with the fact that as a duty, as a family member, how can he hurt others and be happy winning the war?
Correct. Right.
But whereas all the war has been decided, everything is over, you have come to the war, already everything is over. The cricket game is over. And then now you say, I'll start batting. How can you do that? He knows that he has the war. So many people tried to stop the war. But still, no. Duryodhana was very sure he will not give even a pin of land for them. He just asked, Krishna asked, at least give 5 villages. With that, they will be happy. If he had given, there would have been no war. But he says, not a pin of land I will give.
Correct.
Under that condition, this war has to be fought. And this is a dharmic war.
Yeah.
And you are the best student. It's going to be an examination. And for the best student, what is the thing? The test. Oh, it is his favorite thing. He is going to come first in the class. He is going to write so well. This is the expectation from that student. And here you have Arjuna saying, no, I can't fight this war. I can't kill any. What is this? How can you speak like a coward?
Okay.
So his duty now as a warrior is to fight. That's all.
Okay. And all the other dharmas, he should they go to the background now. Okay. Anyone else wants to pitch in here? Shweta?
I can go. That's okay. I think somebody is repeating the shloka. Can you please mute
Yes.
if you're I'm so sorry.
Yes, Shweta.
So I think swadharma here, I think, is a very important word in this shloka, especially.
Yeah.
It means it's one's duty as an individual in according to the Vedas, right? It's one's duty as an individual. So there are two kinds of swadharma. One is the paradharma, and then which is the spiritual duty, and then the other one is aparadharma, which is the materialistic kind of duty, right?
Nice.
So in the spiritual duty, it's the duty of the soul. What is the duty of the soul? Is to be a co-worker of God or have the devotion towards God is the only duty of the soul, right? But a lot of us cannot comprehend that concept. So they talk about duty of the body, like Ms. Nirmala was just mentioning, as a mother, you have a duty, as a wife, you have a duty. So since we cannot comprehend the spiritual perspective, so the Vedas prescribe duties for those who see themselves as the body, right?
Yep.
They're defined as one's ashrama, which is like the station of, the station of life where we are, right? It can be either your karma, the work you do, the duty towards your work, or what you have to perform for the time being, the mundane duties, right? So, so I think pretty much they are trying to distinguish between the spiritual duties and then the what is that? It's not the bodily duties, but the duties which we need to perform as just being a body, not the soul, but the body's duty. So here pretty much it's just saying, Arjuna, you are a warrior, you go perform your duty. That's what is important, right? And to fight and protect the people is what your duty is. So that's what you need to perform, is what Krishna is saying.
Yes.
And it is a bodily duty. It's not your paradharma, it's the paradharma. So behold the dharma is what I think he's trying to tell him.
Yeah.
It's a dharmic duty too.
No, she is distinguishing between paradharma and aparadharma. Paradharma and aparadharma. So the bodily duties or all the dharmic duties which are prescribed are all apara. That is what you do as a BMI. No, that's what she is saying. Pointing.
Yes, correct. I agree. But this one especially is a dharmic duty also, because it's a war of dharma.
Dharma. It's a war of dharma.
It could be a war of dharma, but it is not your paradharma, right? It's not your spiritual fight. The spiritual fight, there is no war. There is no existence of a body in the spiritual world.
Shweta, this word called soul is used in a very different context in the West and the East. In the soul, I think it doubles up for the mind, or I don't know what. But here in this context, when we say soul, we think it is Parabrahman, Brahman. So this Brahman has nothing to do with anything. It is just there, witnessing and watching and all that. So Dharman has no duties. Brahman has no duties. All the duties are for the Jivatma, the body-mind complex.
Yeah.
Right? So if we look at it that way, then each and every embodied being has a dharma. Even from a single-celled animal to the most complex human being, all of us have dharmas. See, dharma, anybody else wants to go? Kamala, Padmaja, please feel free to share your understanding of this shloka. Sneha, whoever.
I think everything is covered, Purnimajadi. One thing, once we have taken this body, we have to perform our bodily duties. Is what he is mentioning here. So you have born as a Kshatriya, go and fight.
Yeah, okay. Padmaja? If it's okay, then we shall continue with the contemplation here. See, there are several things over here. This dharma thing is not so as easy as it looks. Like Nirmala mentioned, all of us have different dharmas at different stages of life. See, the bifurcation of dharma itself is it's given very clearly by Krishna himself. Okay, there is this swadharma. my intrinsic nature. Some of us are extroverts, some of us are introverts, some of us love singing, it comes naturally. Some of us can't sing to, I mean, we can't do it. So these are the kind of inbuilt dharmas that we are born with. Okay, probably vasanas which we have carried over lifetimes. So that is one swadharma. And the being violent or non-violent is also a swadharma. Some of us, that is the rajasic and tamasic, all the gunas matter over here, right? The swadharma is very much defined by the gunas, in the proportion of gunas that we have. Some of us can't say boo even to a mosquito, whereas someone else can go and, wield their whatever very happily, guns and stuff. So that is one swadharma. Then we have what Krishna calls as the ashrama dharma. Okay, what is this ashrama? There are 4 ashramas in life: brahmacharya, yauvana, gruhastha, vanaprastha, sannyasa. All these ashramas. At what stage of life are you? That dharma is also important. As a student, you have certain dharma. The same student gets married, his dharma gets expanded to the family. Then after you are done with all your gruhastha dharma, then your dharma gets a little different. It takes on a different shade. You're done enough of things in your family. Now you go to vanaprastha and pay more attention to the higher purpose of life, whatever. So this varnashrama dharma is also very varna dharma. See again, varna dharma. What is your profession? Varna is not just caste. See, when Krishna's time, yes, there were very caste distinctions were there, but now we can say it as a professional dharma is there. So that dharma is there. So like Nirmala said, at what point, what dharma should be uppermost in your, the prioritizing of the dharma is what is happening over here. And for that, there is only one rule. Always choose the higher over the lower. Finish. There shouldn't be any confusion at all. Always choose the higher over the lower. That is what is happening to our Arjuna over here. He's choosing, he's looking at the whole thing with a very, very small selfish viewpoint. My relatives, my gurus, my brothers, what will, see, why did he go to war in the first place? It was for upholding the higher dharma of vanquishing these evil fellows and ridding society of these pests, these vermins, so to speak. But then his little dharma took over when he looked at the huge, people in front of him. So this higher dharma was completely clouded, isn't it? So that's what Krishna is reminding him all over again. Look at the big picture. You are not here for your selfish gains. If Arjuna even says, I don't care what happens. If I don't get the kingdom, it's okay. I don't mind. It's a blood-drenched kingdom. Arey Baba, it's not about you. It's about society. See, that is what we need to remember all the time. It's not about the little me at all. It's about the other. So the same formula, what can I do for you? Not what is in it for me. So that is one thing. And that is why in our culture, in Sanatana Dharma, all these beautiful rituals were there to remind us of the Swadharma or Dharma at all times. For example, during Vijayadashmi, the kings, the rulers, the Kshatriyas, on the day of Vijayadashmi, they used to go to the Shami Vruksha. See, the Kshatriyas' Dharma is to fight, vanquish the bad and keep his praja happy, rid the society of bad elements and keep his people happy. So if there was no fight, no war happening during the year, then just to be focused on the dharma of a Kshatriya, because you can tend to forget. So during this COVID times, 2 years, a lot of dharmas we dropped, because the lifestyle changed so badly, so drastically it changed. So a lot of dharmas which we took for granted, go out for a walk every day, breathe in, sit in the park and breathe in, breathe out, all that we forgot. And we had to adopt. So like that, for a Kshatriya, that fighting is a very big duty. And if he doesn't do it, he might forget. So for Vijayadashmi, they had a ritual. They used to go to the Shami Vruksha and cut a branch. I'm doing my dharma, just to keep in that mode. See, even if a singer, great singer, is not giving performances, he or she should sing to keep that this thing is going, to keep the throat healthy, and the practice is very important for all beings, that carrying on that. Yes, Shweta wants to say something here. Yes, Shweta.
I just have a quick question for you. So I've heard this where Kshatriyas go and on Vijayadashmi day go to Shami Vriksha tree and cut a branch, right? So what is the significance behind that? Why that particular tree? Do you know? I've always wondered.
Shami tree. Why that Shami tree?
I think that is the tree in which Arjuna had
kept his
hidden bow
all his
when they went incognito.
I see.
Maybe, I'm not really sure. Yeah, that Shami Vriksha is one where they had he had hidden his weapons. Yeah, maybe it signifies war and warrior and all that. I'm not sure. Maybe it grows very fast. Even if you cut the branch, maybe it grows very fast. I'm not sure. I'm just randomly thinking. So
yeah, I don't know. I've always heard that story, but I always wondered why just the Shami Vriksha, right? So
it's better, it's better to specify something. Otherwise, all sorts of people will go start cutting all sorts of random branches.
Yes, exactly.
Let this be a homework. Let all of us look into it and come back to it next time.
Yeah, that would be great. Right. So that is what the whole idea is, to be focused on your dharma at all the time. We have heard stories of people like in the Titanic, when things were also hopeless, when the Titanic was sinking, that band which was sitting on the deck, they said, what else can be done? I have to sing. We have to do our show. And they kept on, carrying on with the band, isn't it? Do you remember that scene? Have you heard of it? So that is,
just to keep the enthusiasm of all the people alive.
And there was nothing else to do.
Sink with the ship. They let their
ship instead of feeling with fear and despair. Yeah, and let me die doing my duty. See, that is what it is. Arjuna couldn't even have that kind of common sense that let me die doing my duty. See, it is said that if you die in a war, whether you are this side or the dharma, whatever, if you are a soldier, you go to heaven. No? If you die in the war, you go to heaven.
If he wins a war, he goes to the heaven. He wins a war and he dies, he goes to the heaven. If he wins a war, he becomes a king.
It's a win-win situation.
even a win-win situation, and even if he loses the war, also okay.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what
he cannot say, I won't take the bow, I won't take the arrow, and just sit like a eunuch and cry.
Yeah,
I can't fight the war. No, that's not allowed.
Yeah. Correct. Yes, Kamala, you wanted to say something? No? Okay.
But I'm glad Arjuna did that. If not, we would not have Bhagavad Gita.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, what is the take home for us as a, for us as a simple human beings who are not Kshatriyas and who don't have to, go out there and kill somebody? What is our dharma? What is the take home for me per se? Can you dwell on that? How
the thing is, number one, I told one old lady told me, Nirmala, you must learn Bhagavad Gita. I said that Krishna taught Arjuna. What is there for me there? No. Krishna was that baby cow which is taken to the mother so that the flow of the milk starts.
Yeah.
The cow drinks very little. The rest of the milk is all for the people who are eager to drink the milk. So it is the teaching is mainly for us.
So
the
how
little was given to Arjuna.
Correct. So
for example, when you are teaching Bhagavad Gita, you chanted, you led, and somebody followed. And simultaneously, we were all following you. So it is just a little for Arjuna, but the real teaching is for the whole world.
Correct. Correct. That's what I'm asking. What this, how this shloka helps me personally. Okay, let me share. Unless somebody wants to. So what I was trying to get across is this dharma thing. As a head of the family, or as a mother, as a figure whom somebody looks up to you in your family, in your in society, you should be doing your dharma. No, as a mother, if you tell your child, you should not lie, you should wake up and so time, and all that. So unless you follow, the child will not understand, isn't it? So
child doesn't listen to you at all. Child is just watching
you. That is why it is important for the people higher up in the hierarchy to follow dharma. Isn't it? That is the whole point here. As a Kshatriya, if Arjuna stands there and say, I will not fight, what about the so many Akshohini Sainyas who are standing there, poor fellows, who have left their families and come there, and they have no personal stake here. They have come for a salary, poor fellows, the soldiers who are hired by these goons, isn't it? So at least for that position, he should respect his dharma. No, if I give up my arms, what about the others? And you can extend that logic to all the other varnas. See, what about a judge when he is giving a judgment? What if I cannot give him capital punishment, even if he is the worst criminal on earth? The judge cannot say that he cannot give into weakness. That is what Krishna is pointing out. Do not give into weakness. Follow the dharma so that you are being watched, either by a little child or by the whole society. You are a role model to someone or other in life, isn't it? So that is the main.
Vyasa sent Shubha to learn about Vedanta from Janaka.
Yeah.
And Janaka, a king. What can you learn from Janaka? He's a king of the country. But there he finds a person who is he is the king, no doubt, but he is so detached.
Yeah.
He is not attached to anything. He is just performing the function as the king. He is neither attached nor, affected by anything.
Yeah. Correct.
So that is what is important. You have to perform your duty, but you cannot be swayed by the pluses and the minuses. Correct. Your job is to do the duty and leave the rest to God. Finished.
Finished. Correct. So that's the whole teaching.
The point which you mentioned is perfect. Always choose the higher aim to the lower aim. Finished.
Yeah.
Dharma to any other thing.
Correct. So every opportunity that is thrown in our face, whether we like it or not, is a chance to deploy this knowledge. What should I do now? That Viveka should always be there. And with all these, inputs from the Bhagavad Gita, that is when we have to take those inputs and act as per the situation. Every opportunity, says Krishna, is a chance for you to become a little better version of yourself. Every point of time. There's always the choice. Yeah.
I don't know whether you people understand Tamil. They say, Nada, Oda, Bhavana. The way you walk, the way you talk, the way you do things, it should exude that. It should exude the dharma or the higher, capabilities within you.
Yes.
And people look at you, they must be able to understand. This is a person of, stature.
Yes, exactly. So walk the talk. Yes, walk the talk. Always.
Talk the walk.
Yeah. So talk the walk we do quite a lot. So walk the talk, I don't know.
Both. Walk the talk the walk.
Yeah. So next we come to the 2.40. Sneha, you want to chant? Okay. Neha bhikramana sosti. Kamala.
Neha bhikramana sosti.
Pratyavayo na vidyate.
Pratyavayo na vidyate.
Svalpamasyasya dharmasya.
Svalpamapyasya dharmasya.
Trayate mahato bhayat.
Trayate mahato bhayat.
I made a mistake in the first line. Neha bhikramana shosti. Pratyavayo na vidyate. Carry on.
Neha bhikramana shosti. Pratyavayo na vidyate.
Svalpamapyasya dharmasya.
Svalpamapyasya dharmasya.
Trayate mahato bhayat.
Trayate mahato bhayat.
Yes.
Can I chant?
Yeah,
I would
please.
like to chant.
Sure.
Sorry.
Yeah, please.
Neha bhikramana shosti pratyavayo na vidyate svalpamapyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat.
Yes.
Can I also chant?
Yeah.
Neha bhikramana shosti pratyavayo na vidyate swalpamapyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat.
Yes. All right. Anyone else? Or so, what a beautiful shloka and what a promise. In this endeavor or in this path of following dharma, there is no loss. There is no loss or diminution. And even a little advancement on this path can protect one from the most dangerous type of fear. So beautiful. Mahato bhayat. It'll take you across. It'll help you in times of uncertainty, fear. So very beautiful. Please share your understanding, people, of this, if you will.
Actually, I would like to say something.
Yeah.
It's I mean, even to in the context of the previous shloka too.
Yeah.
I feel when we are not performing our duties with or without realizing it, we are not at peace. Yes, it's always bothering us.
Correct.
And it's only when we start performing them, we become okay, I feel.
Correct. You're very right. So that guilt
That's all right.
will always nag us. Because
not just the guilt. I mean, guilt I feel comes when we know what our duty is and we're not performing it. But when we don't realize our swadharmas, right? I feel we are not at peace.
Okay. Correct. Very true. So you have an inner feeling which says something is not right, right?
Correct. Exactly. Yes.
I shouldn't be doing this. Sometimes we know instinctively this is not for me, right? And then just take to it something very immediately, say, yes, this is what I wanted. So we stumble upon what is the best for us. Correct. But these broader guidelines are definitely help us to choose these things. Yes, Padmaja, you want to say something about this shloka, this 40? Yeah, you started off with that 40 earlier. So please carry on.
Yes, I think in this particular shloka, Sri Krishna is focusing on how important is human life. So the danger, that great danger that he's talking about is that that human form, in the next life, like so many lives, but people don't realize how precious is this human life in this life, our life in this human form. So he says there are about 8.5 million species of life in existence. And below the human beings, like we have animals, birds, fish, insects, birds, they don't have that evolved intellect as we humans do.
Correct.
So the eating, sleeping, defending, mating, these are the 4 activities that generally all the species do. But human beings have been endowed with with a knowledge of a higher purpose.
Correct.
And which they must and should utilize to elevate themselves.
Perfect. Very well said.
That's
Correct,
about
Padma.
it.
Yeah, very correct. So the purpose of human life is to evolve, and we have a chance of, elevating ourselves. Very correct. Anybody else wants to pitch in here? Nirmala.
They say just a housewife, a wife, she does her job as a wife, her duty as a mother, as taking care of the family, taking care of her in-laws, mother, everything. Just it is her duty. That amount she does in this Janma. Next Janma, she is going to become a sannyasi, it seems. इतना स्वल्पम अप्यस्य धर्मस्य त्रायतो महतो भयम्. इतना करने से, because in that process itself she gains patience, tolerance.
Very correct.
Giving up desires. All this is ingrained in her.
Yes.
Naturally she is trained in this world. All the Shat Sampati, Viveka, Vairagya, everything she will get. Because when you go through this process, being a wife is a 24/7 job. It is not something you do it half-heartedly. You cannot do it. You have to do it full way. So under that condition, just how a sharp-edged stone in the river becomes a beautiful, smooth pebble by the end of the river.
Yeah.
इतना मारा पेटी हुआ है कि it becomes a pebble, a rough cut diamond. You need to cut it 97 times to make it a blue jagger.
Very correct. Yeah.
And the gold which you take out of the earth, they say you have to put sputum. Sputum is putting into the fire again and again and again to rid it of all the dirt.
Very correct. Yeah.
So all this is being done. Once you are in this family, you are being given opportunities to better yourself naturally. What you have to do is you have to go with the flow. That's all. If you say I will not do, that is when the problem starts. वो तो तेरा duty है. You are stopping your duty. Under that condition, how will the smoothening happen? How will the cleaning happen? How will the beauty come out?
Correct. Very, very well said. Nice points. So go with the flow. Just don't resist. What you resist will persist.
Yes.
Also said. What you resist will persist. It will nag you. You just finish it there and then. That's the best way to get rid of it, in fact. Right?
Prabhuji is saying, if you're born in this family, you will get the karma thing will bring you the debts and the credits, and you cannot blame the courier man for it. The courier man will bring good news, bad news, everything he'll bring. So when I see the good news, I hug the courier man. Oh, thank you so much, courier man. You have brought me the best news. No, he brings the saddest news. क्या रे ऐसा news लेके आया तू आज? No, he's just a courier. The same way in our life, all the people who have come to hurt you and give you pleasures are all
couriers.
They are just couriers. They are just, giving the self-addressed business reply cards from your last Janma's, accounts. It is not something you have done. You have told God to be sent to this place so that you are smoothened out.
We don't remember that. So that is why all the heartache. Yeah.
Yes. And we blame the whole world for all our problems. It is
Correct.
my husband, it is my children, it's my in-laws, it's my sister-in-law.
Because of you, I'm not yet enlightened. You don't give me enough time to sit and meditate. You don't
Yes.
allow me to attend this class, blah, blah, blah. I'm always taking care of you. No. Yeah, right. Shweta, you want to say something?
No, it was really nice the way she put it. Actually, everybody's points here, right? I really appreciate this class, guys. I think it's just last class we talked about Jnana Marana, right? It's a cycle, right? I think in every birth we get to choose where we want to be.
Yeah.
Based on what was just said, right?
Yeah, right.
So it's almost like we're sowing our seeds for the next Janma now.
Yep.
And the more weight we carry into it next, we might become humans again. If not, we might not, right? Because only a human form can get closer or get that God realization. If not, we cannot. So to do that, we got to follow the good dharma, is how I interpret.
Very good. See, there are some 2 points which I really want to convey before we close for today about this shloka. Very 2 critical points. One is Krishna says there is no loss in this endeavor. When you are pursuing dharma, when you are attending a Gita class or a Vedanta class, when you are listening to, when you are in satsang, there is no loss. Valpamapi, you attend one class, that's enough. That will carry you over also. You can carry that to your next, you can pick up from where you left off. See, this is the only one which allows you to do that. This is what you learn. You might be a professor of physics or chemistry, or you might be whatever the apara vidyas. There are a lot of apara vidyas which we are experts in. That is not carried over to the next life. You will not be born as a physics professor the moment you are born. No, all that learning has to be done all over again. But this vasana for this para vidya, this vasana for para is always carried over. You can pick up from where you have left off. That is what you can carry. That is what swalpamapi abhyasa will trayate mahato bhayat also. First of all, there is no loss. You carry over, it always accumulates. Second, this very vidya is the one which is going to, this carrying over, it's a mahato bhayat. Now, the fear of death is there. Why? Because we don't know what is the next kind of life we are going to get. Am I going to get the same opportunities? What if I go to a lower existence, lower form of existence? What if my environment is worse than what I have right now? We might crib 100 times about the things which are, around us. But the fear is always there. It could be worse. And I never know what my next life is going to bring, isn't it? But if we are in satsang, we have the vasana for satsanga and for the paravidya, that ensures that you will be yoga kshemam vahamiham. What is yoga and kshema? Yoga is, Krishna says, I will preserve what you have and I will add what you don't have. So we can rest assured that we are not going to go lower than what we already are. On the contrary, we are going to always be put on to a higher opportunity to continue on the path. See, what can be a better assurance than this? I don't think I want anything else in life apart from this assurance. That swalpamati abhyasa. Do it. And this is going to protect you, man, really. Suppose you have learned swimming sometime during your childhood, but when there is a situation when you're drowning, it will kick in and it will help you to cross the river, isn't it? Like yes. That, this is in this lifetime swimming, but for across lifetimes, this is what is going to help us. Trayate mahato bhayat, right?
Super,
this is
super.
Yeah, this is one point. The other point was Krishna is saying is, the other kind of upasanas, there are so many rituals, yagnas, yagas that we do. Are they also the same kind? Will they also help us cross over? Krishna says no, because they are all sakama. Whatever yagas or upasanas that we do, prayers that we do for kama, give me this, give me that, keep my family healthy, and get rid of this disease for me, let me get a good job. All those are sakamya upasanas. Sakamya upasana. There, thoda selfishness is there. So those kind of upasanas, in fact, all these Rakshasas, poor fellows, they used to do tapasya for years together. Reach Ghora tapasya they used to do. But always it used to boomerang on them because the intent was very, very selfish, isn't it? And whatever this japas, the mantras, there are very, very subtle energies. And if we don't do it properly, they have a thing of boomeranging. If there is time, quick. Oh, it's already 7:54. So there's a story of a demon. You know, I don't want the entire details. It's a huge story. But he was doing a tapasya for killing Indra. Huh? Indrasya shatrun vardhasva. He said, let me have a child who will kill Indra, Devendra. Huh? And so when he was, so naturally all the demigods, they were worried for the king Indra. And they said, no, we have to protect our king. This demon has to be stopped. So they requested goddess Saraswati, please help. And you know what she did? When when Brahma appeared and before he could say Tathastu, and when this Vara was being asked by the demon, the Saraswati made a tongue twister there. So instead of saying Indrasya Shatrun Vardhasva, which means let there be a child in my family who can kill Indra, he said it that way, which meant let Indra kill the child in the which is being born. Indra Shatrun Vardhasva. There is a little tongue twister which changed the whole meaning. So instead of getting a child who will kill Indra, he got a child who would be killed by Indra. That was what happened. So this is how dharma is going to be protected. Even if you are a demon, if you have unintentional, if you have the worst things on your mind, God will always uphold dharma. Yada yada hi dharmasya, he will come and protect you. So why Krishna or the commentators, the Shankara has given the commentary, why does he say that is, be very careful of your kamya upasanas. Be very careful of your kamya upasanas as long as they do not infringe on the rights of other people around you. Huh? That is very important. Then it is definitely not going, God is not going to help. And they're all very dicey because what I want today, I might not want tomorrow. So be very careful of what you wish for. What you wish for also. So the best thing to do, Gita, always be focused on the apara, on the para. The apara will take care of itself. Krishna has promised. You sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja. Why are you worried about the little stuff in your life? I'm going to take care of it. Isn't it? So I think this is very important for us at this stage to just let go of all the. We will do, of course, whatever we can in our power at the physical level to ensure things go smoothly in life. But at the background, have Krishna in the background. That's it.
In this Saraswati, I want to tell you one thing. This Kumbhakarna
correct.
wanted to ask Nityatvam.
Nityatvam.
Instead of that, Saraswati said Niddatvam.
Correct.
That's why he went off to sleep.
Yeah, imagine having a Rakshasa, Nitya, not being, it's very difficult.
If you have come into Vedanta, you are assuring yourself of a next human birth because you cannot learn Vedanta as an animal.
Correct.
You cannot learn Vedanta as a plant.
Yeah.
So certain amount of higher, this thing is required.
We are reserving a birth for the next life. Yeah. And if you do not finish the study now, you are called a yoga bhrashta, I believe. You are called a yoga bhrashta, but we are assured of a birth in a holy family, a yogic family.
I want to tell a small little story. Quickly I'll tell. 6th chapter, Bhagavad Krishna says, Arjuna says, Arjuna, I had a friend. He was doing his upasana, everything. And suddenly, hello, am I there?
Yeah, you are there.
Yes.
Carry on.
I was, he was doing upasana and all. Then suddenly he said, no, I'm not interested in this. And he went into Vedanta. And then there also he lost interest. Oh my God, what happens, Krishna? Will he go to Adhogati? What? If he had done Upasana, he would have got some punyam and he would have prospered. If he was in Vedanta, at least he would have got a next human birth or something like that. Oh my God, Krishna, what happens to him? I'm so worried about him. Krishna says, Nahi Kalyana Krit. Ayyo, my tata, my little boy, don't you worry. If you take one step in this direction, in next Janma, either I will make you be born in a rich man's family where you don't have to do mundane jobs. Your
Correct.
mind will be free. You can study. You can continue from where you left.
Correct.
Or I will be make you born in a very educated family that
Yes.
from day one, you know, like Madalasa, how she taught all the Mahavakyas as the lullabies for the children.
Yes.
You will be taught like that as a child.
Yes.
So
All are
how
Yeah.
beautifully, how
Yes.
beautifully. Don't worry, I will take you across. But you have to take that one step.
Okay. Wonderful, Nirmalaji, that you have summarized this whole teaching for us. So take away from this class, let not Krishna be something on a to-do list for us. Check, check, check. No, let him be on the top of the list. Krishna first, Bhagavad Gita first, Para first, and then the Apara. All right?
Dharma Kshetra first.
Dharma Kshetra first. Yes, let our life be Dharma Kshetra. All right, great. So next class we'll take up 41 and then I will see what is the next on the list and I'll put it up on the group. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Lovely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Om
Thank you.
Shanti Shanti Shanti. Bye people. You have a great weekend. Good day. Good weekend to you, Shweta.
Thank you. Same to you all.
Happy
Bye.
Ramanavami to everyone.
Happy
Tomorrow.
Thank you.
Ramanavami. Yes.